The time is now. A new era has dawned. Atlanta is welcoming the beautiful game. Atlanta was born as a railroad town, and today is a global hub for travel and commerce. It's in our DNA to connect and unite. A new state-of-the-art stadium is being built as the club's home. It'll be an iconic landmark for Atlanta, leading the world into the next generation of stadium designs. Atlanta is a modern international city that embraces all its citizens, creating an inclusive fan base that's progressive and passionate. A fan base that becomes one voice. We all gather together and stand united. We are a football club because we are more than just the team. We are the fans. We are the community. We are Atlanta. Taken from the voices of the citizens. This is our city. This is our club. We are Atlanta United FC. Starting with the circle, taking inspiration from the city's seal and the city's Olympic heritage, it's a symbol of unity and globalization. It represents the never-ending passion for this city and for this club. The 5 stripes represent the pillars of our character: unity, determination, community, excellence, and innovation. A bold A at the center of the logo puts the focus on the enduring strength of Atlanta. The A is anchored to the circle, symbolizing its connection to the community. The color black is a symbol of strength and power. Red represents pride and passion. And finally, gold epitomizes excellence. This is our city. This is our club. We are Atlanta United FC.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us for this momentous occasion. What a great day for DeKalb County, the state of Georgia, and the world. My name is Ray Gilley, and I'm president of DeKalb Development Authority. I'd like to formally acknowledge our board chairman, Mr. Vaughn Irons, our board members, and newly appointed board members. Please stand along with our staff and just be recognized. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. We thank you for your volunteer service and all your hard work. DeKalb is an economic development agency responsible for working with DeKalb County officials and the greater business community to attract and retain strong partners such as Atlanta United. It is my sincere pleasure and honor to introduce our interim CEO, Lee May. Thank you. Our interim CEO has been on the job for 2 years now, and through his leadership and vision, in concert with our DeKalb County Board of County Commissioners, our county is on the move again. The budgets are balanced, our credit rating is rising, and taxes are being cut. Our local economy is improving every day, great jobs are being created, and we have a renewed focus on economic development. Our interim CEO knows that economic development works best through strong public-private partnerships. Business leaders in DeKalb County are united and working hand in hand with our government to grow our economy and expand opportunities for everyone. It is a top priority of this administration to increase DeKalb County's visibility as well as to attract thriving businesses. That is why Interim CEO May and the Board of Commissioners established Decide DeKalb Development Authority. This decision is paying off. And that is why we are all here today, as a result of great leadership and strong partnerships. Ladies and gentlemen, Interim CEO Lee May.
Good afternoon. It is truly an honor to be here and to be able to acknowledge this special occasion here in DeKalb County. And we want to just make sure that the world knows that DeKalb County is serious about doing business and that we are a professional county that is seeking to be an attractive location for everyone to come and live, work, and play. As many of you all know, downtown DeKalb has been a vision and priority of mine since I've assumed this office. Our quality workforce, our public transportation, our diversity, and our natural resources are why companies, entrepreneurs, and students from all over the world seek to make DeKalb County a place where they can live, work, and play. We're building on the anchors of the CDC and Emory University to become a local, regional, national, and a global economic destination. Now, I'm excited about this vision and even more excited to say that it has arrived here today. For the past several weeks, my team and I have been working with Mr. Arthur Blank, Mr. Darren Eales, and their team to locate right here in DeKalb the corporate headquarters, associated practice fields, and the outdoor practice stadium for Atlanta's major soccer team, Atlanta United FC. Now this afternoon, I am proud to officially announce that Mr. Blank, Mr. Eales, and the Atlanta United FC are indeed coming to downtown DeKalb. Now, this is one of the biggest economic development projects this area has seen in DeKalb County in quite some time. Now, the county-owned property that we're talking about is on Memorial Drive near I-285. This location is near two MARTA stations and only a few minutes drive from the Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson Memorial International Airport, and it doesn't get any better than that. For this project, we are entering into a long-term ground lease with Decide DeKalb, our development authority, and you've heard from Ray Gilly today. We anticipate that this development will have a catalytic effect. We predict this will be a magnet for future economic investment in this area. So let me continue by thanking my colleagues on the Board of Commissioners for their partnership and for their support today. I would also be remiss if I didn't acknowledge and give a brief shout out to our staff, especially our economic development team led by my Chief of Staff, Edmund Richardson, by our County Attorney, O.V. Brantley, Vivian Ernst, and Doug Selby, and for Decide DeKalb being led by Mr. Ray Gilly and his team. Now, give him a round of applause. Now, this would not be made possible without Mr. Arthur Blank. Mr. Blank is not only a great business leader, he is a great citizen and philanthropist. His impact and contribution to our county, to our state, and to our nation will be felt 100 years from now. So on behalf of the more than 700,000 people in DeKalb County, thank you, Mr. Blank. Thank you, Mr. Eales. Thank you, Atlanta United FC, for your faith in us. Now, there are a lot of people in DeKalb County looking forward to taking their families to see a professional soccer team right here in their very own backyard. Now, I have 3 baby girls, and I'm excited to introduce them to the world of soccer and attend some games myself. So, again, I thank you, Mr. Blank. I thank you for this opportunity. I thank the Atlanta United FC team and family for making DeKalb County their home. This truly is a historic moment in our county. So let's celebrate today. Let's celebrate for this opportunity, not only for this major league opportunity, but let's celebrate the future of our great county. So let me bring up my colleagues on the Board of Commissioners. Our presiding officer, come on up, Larry Johnson, Commissioner Marita Johnson, Commissioner Stan Watson, Commissioner Sharon Barnes-Sutton. We want to do a special presentation here this afternoon, and it's being led by our presiding officer, Larry Johnson, and also for some brief remarks from our commissioners.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is a great day in DeKalb County. I'm excited. We have a game-changing catalytic event today. And I want to thank Mr. Arthur Blank for his vision and for his foresight and for investing in DeKalb County. Truly, this is a great honor that all of our colleagues, the Board of Commissioners, that we share today, and we're very thankful to what he has done and what the county will benefit and how Memorial Drive, which is what I call the Miracle Memorial, will also benefit from. Give it up, y'all. So with that being said, I want to enjoy the rest of this day because this is a great day. I want to have Mr. Blank to come forward. Okay, all right, okay, all right. I'm Mr. Smith. I'm going to call up our Deputy Presiding Officer, Commissioner Stan Watson.
Thank you so much, Mr. Presiding Officer, and those that are in attendance today. Today is a great day in DeKalb County. I'd like to thank Mr. Blank also for investing in DeKalb County and believing in what we could do as a county to make sure that we have the economic impact in and around the Kensington and, more importantly, the Memorial Drive area. This should be a catalyst for us between Atlanta and their streetcars, but more importantly, a catalyst between Atlanta and this site and to Stone Mountain Park. So I'm very thankful that this catalyst will be a part of DeKalb County. Secondly, it is in concert with what we're doing at the GM plant. And the GM plant is a very, very big opportunity for us as well, and we're going to be in concert with them. So again, I'd like to thank our interim CEO and his staff and the Board of Commissioners for what they've done to make this a great day in DeKalb County. Thank you so very much.
Good afternoon. Isn't this a great day? Yes. Let's just give ourselves a hand. This is just so good. I'm Commissioner Sharon Barnes-Sutton, and I represent District 4. A large part of Memorial Drive is in District 4. In fact, the land that we're building this on used to be in District 4, but now it's District 5, and it's all good because it's DeKalb County. I am so pleased to be here today. I am looking forward to that soccer field, for those soccer fields being here in DeKalb County. This is a catalyst for Memorial Drive, something that I've been speaking about for many years. That's a vision that I had before I was elected, and I am so excited and elated that it is finally coming to fruition. And that is because of the leadership of our interim CEO, Lee May. As a district commissioner, there was only so much I could do alone. But now we have a leader with vision, and I'm so proud to be working with him. I'm so proud of DECIDE, DeKalb, our development authority, and our Board of Commissioners for having the vision and the courage to make this happen. This is a wonderful, wonderful, I can't say it enough, wonderful opportunity for DeKalb County. This is the catalyst that's just going to be the spark for new development on Memorial Drive. That's what I believe, and I'm going to believe it until it happens. And I want you to believe with me. We are going to revitalize Memorial Drive. Isn't that right? Yeah. Let's say revitalize. Revitalize. Oh, it sounds so good. Well, I think I've taken up all of my time. Let me get back to the script. I'm going to say the last thing on the script. With this new sports complex, DeKalb will be able to host other sporting events such as lacrosse, 3-on-3, soccer, rugby, field hockey, kickball, and ultimate frisbee. Next, I'm going to bring up our newest commissioner, Commissioner Marita Davis Johnson. Yeah.
I am just so excited. And thank you, Mr. Arthur Blank, for choosing DeKalb County. DeKalb County is great, and I want everyone to know that this is in the 5th district of DeKalb County. So I am so proud. This has been my vision for DeKalb County, to move forward with great economic development. And so I am so proud of the partnership, look forward to greater partnerships. And I'm going to introduce soccer to my nephew that has never ever played and has never been to a game. So this is good for the citizens of DeKalb County and the citizens of the 5th District. Thank you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, real quickly, we're going to introduce our welcome video. And after that, our presiding officer will come up to bring Mr. Blank up to present him with something and hear his remarks after that. So if you would, post your eyes to the screen behind us for the welcome video.
DeKalb County is home to fun for all ages, from a spray park like this to a premier performing arts center like this.
DeKalb County is home to some of the most amazing parks.
DeKalb County is home to lots of fun places for kids and friendly neighborhoods.
DeKalb County is home to the greatest 101,000 children in the state and as far as I'm concerned, in the nation.
DeKalb County is home to the Lew Walker Senior Center, as well as other quality centers. DeKalb is also home for the Arabian Mountains National Heritage Area.
DeKalb County is home to the 177-acre Wade Walker Park, which features biking and hiking trails, athletic fields, a fishing pier, and the Wade Walker Family YMCA.
DeKalb County is home to premier educational institutions.
DeKalb County is home
to a great farmers market.
DeKalb County is home to
Stone Mountain Park.
DeKalb County is home to
the beautiful Agnes Scott College, a liberal arts college for smart women from all around the world.
DeKalb County is the home to the cultural diversity and center of inclusion.
To many great parks and youth sports programs.
The great people, friendly people.
Nice shopping and lots of restaurants.
DeKalb County is home to historic sites and vibrant neighborhoods.
DeKalb County is home to world-class health care, research, and sports medicine organizations, such as Emory, CDC, and DeKalb Medical. And we're also home to booming development.
DeKalb is home to Petrie DeKalb Airport, the second busiest airport in Georgia, only second to Atlanta's Hartsville-Jackson.
DeKalb County is home to Georgia's future.
And now, the Atlanta United FC headquarters and training facility will also call DeKalb County home.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome to DeKalb.
Welcome.
Welcome to DeKalb.
To DeKalb.
DeKalb.
Welcome to DeKalb.
Welcome.
Welcome to DeKalb.
To DeKalb.
to DeKalb.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome to DeKalb.
To DeKalb.
To DeKalb.
To DeKalb.
Welcome to DeKalb County.
Didn't you like that video? That was done by our very own DCTV. I'm excited because as part of the facility, we're also going to have a world-class Parks and Rec department that will be moving there under the direction of Roy Wilson. I'm excited to present this key to two gentlemen who have helped us through this process, who have made sure that DeKalb County is on the map, that we will serve our young people, anybody who would love to play soccer, which is a major league event. I want to present this key to DeKalb County to Arthur M. Blank in recognition and appreciation for bringing professional soccer to DeKalb County, Georgia on August 4th, 2015. Let's give him a hand, everybody. Mr. Blank. I want to also present the one who will be leading the vision for Mr. Blank, who will be heading the day-to-day operations. And I'm going to present this to Darren Eales, which is in recognition and appreciation for bringing professional soccer to DeKalb County, Georgia. So he's the anchor, y'all. Let's give him a hand. Come on up.
Nephew Darren? Yeah.
Thank you for being here. Love these folks from Terminus Legion. This is what you need to get used to. The adrenaline and the enthusiasm for the sport of soccer and the world of soccer is incredible. So you've seen some of that here locally. You're going to see a lot more with this. Is just a little bit of what you've seen today. Let me start out by thanking Lee and Ray and the Board of Commissioners and many, many others from our team and the DeKalb County team and actually bringing this home and making this a reality. I would say this a number of times, but I would say every single meeting we've had with the folks from DeKalb County, I've come away and our folks have come away with a feeling this is going to happen. This is a can-do attitude. There's a desire, there's an energy, there's an enthusiasm, there's a will, and where there's that kind of drive, there is a way. So I could not be more excited about being here today. I'm going to let Darren talk specifically about the training complex and our headquarters, but I want to take a few minutes and share with you some thoughts about soccer just generally in the Atlanta area and our relationship with DeKalb County as we go forward, both historically and as we look forward as well. Our commitment certainly is strong to the county, to the residents, to all the institutions that were reflected up here in this wonderful little video that was done, and we appreciate the welcome. We think that Metro Atlanta is primed for professional soccer. What's the evidence of that? Since we announced our franchise, we've had over 24,000 season ticket commitments to Atlanta United, which is an MLS record for this period of time, almost 2 years. Thank you. And that's a tribute to Atlanta, it's a tribute to our region, a tribute to the sport, and that's almost 2 years before we play our first match. We had over 4,000 fans attend the theoretical unveiling of our name, which was unveiled before, but our logo was not, several weeks ago. And then we filled up the Georgia Dome for the semifinal matches for Gold Cup. The next step in recognizing Atlanta and bringing it on the professional world soccer scene is the unveiling of this Atlanta United training complex and our headquarters that will be based here. Our first team will be based here, our youth academy will be based here, and we couldn't be prouder that DeKalb County will be the home for that. This county, as many of you, if not all of you know, is rich in a history of soccer. Nearly 6,000 youth play soccer in the county. The Founders Club's members, over 15% of them are based here in DeKalb County. And DeKalb County, importantly, for lots of reasons, is the leading county in the state of Georgia in terms of diversity, and diversity represents an important part of the history of the world of soccer as it's played in over 209 countries throughout the world. the search for the right facility for us and the right location for us was very competitive. And we appreciate that and want to give thanks to everybody who was involved in that process. There were a number of factors that came into play why DeKalb County, all the ones I've mentioned, was important to us. But I would say what I said earlier was probably one of the most deciding factors, and that is the passion that we saw from Lee and from the commissioners and from the team that Lee put on this, that desire to make this happen here and the importance of this for the area, for the region of DeKalb County, and for DeKalb County itself. I also would be remiss if I did not mention, and somebody said that this was one of the commissioners said that this was I'm trying to think of the word he used, it's something looking back in the history of Memorial Drive. It's also a miracle, I think you said, of Memorial Drive. It's also a miracle to me of Memorial Drive. When I came and visited the site, and I looked across the street, and I was able to see the first store that Home Depot opened up here on June 22nd, 1979. So that miracle started here and still continues to grow. When I left the company in 2001, that miracle that started here on Memorial Drive across the street from this site was the largest home improvement center company in the world and the second largest retail company in the world. And that started right here. It started here within a shot of where we'll be starting our facility. We think this agreement is great for us. We think it's great for the county. For us, it provides the space. It gives us the future flexibility we need to enhance the space as we go forward. And everything that we've done in our history since 1979 going forward, more recently relative to the stadium being built downtown, has been world-class and first class. And I promise you that this will be world-class and first class as well, both in terms of the facility and in terms of the way we operate it and in terms of the way we're connected to these communities. The site has the advantage of being close to Mater as well. We think that's important for our players. We think that's important to bring the kind of youth soccer to the area that we think is critical to attract the youth academy players from throughout the Atlanta area. The complex will include a 3,500-seat stadium, multiple uses of that, and Darren will explain some of that in his comments. We think, and the county's already kind of acknowledged this, and we appreciate that, the recognition of a world-class professional sports team, the prospect of additional development as a result of where it's located, the promise of jobs for the DeKalb County residents, a new home for your Parks and Recreation Department, which obviously must have some here from folks there because we saw some, hands being raised for that, and a key building block for downtown DeKalb. And again, a revitalization of this Memorial Drive area. The asset itself will revert back to the county at the end of the lease term. But during this period of time, and I think probably the most important thing I would say to you, based on evidence and based on our history, you will have an incredible committed business partner and an incredibly committed community partner. The Falcons, all of our businesses are committed to making a difference in the communities that we live and we thrive and we work. And DeKalb County historically has been part of that as our commitment to the greater Atlanta area. Since 1991, our Family Foundation has committed over $40 million to DeKalb County, includes $3 million in direct grants to county for parks, green space, and space development. Other grants have been included Chower and Drew Charter School, youth soccer programs, cultural, social services, and a variety of other things. Our support for the county, our support for the community, our support for the residents of this community, our support for folks in need in these communities will only be enhanced, will only get additional focus as the connections are made even tighter and greater through Atlanta United. So for that reason, business standpoint, from a philanthropic standpoint, from a personal standpoint, we think this is a perfect match for us. We believe that we want to have a winning team on the pitch and a winning team off the pitch. And what that means is that you can fully expect our players and our staff to be involved in the community in every sense of the word. Beyond youth soccer, you'll see them supporting nonprofit programs. You'll see them supporting specific areas of programs that are in need. helping building these communities that are important to all of us. So I could not be more excited about being part of this community again, seeing it grow. Our history is that we promise and then over deliver on those promises, and that will be true here as well. Again, I want to thank all of the citizens from DeKalb County for your support. We can't wait to see the construction start. We can't wait to bring professional soccer to this area and be part of your wonderful community as we go forward. And again, thank you to Lee and all of the commissioners and all of the leadership that has been so supportive of us getting to this day. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. Firstly, thanks, Arthur, and can I echo your thanks to Ray, to Lee, to the commissioners. We're really excited to be able to call DeKalb County home. It's been an amazing month for the club. You've heard from Arthur earlier. You know, the fact that we've got 24,000 season ticket holders already, and we're not going to be playing for over 19 months. We had a name launch where the name was already known, and we still had over 4,000 people turn up for that. We had the Georgia Dome was sold out a couple of weeks ago with over 70,000, which was a record for soccer in the Georgia Dome. So things are looking really good for soccer in America, and specifically in Atlanta. And it always makes me chuckle a little bit because everyone told me when I took the job that Atlanta wasn't really a sporting city. And as I've said before, that's absolutely crackers. And today's another exciting and important day in Atlanta United's journey. The training ground is the heartbeat of any football club. And we've always said we've had three main goals for Atlanta United. Firstly, we want to have a winning team on the pitch. Secondly, we want to have the best fan experience possible. And thirdly, we want to engage in our community. And the training ground is crucial to all of these goals. And we think after a comprehensive and thorough search, we truly believe this location in DeKalb County is going to give us in the best possible position to meet these goals. And if I can just talk about those three goals in turn, I want to start with producing a winning team on the pitch. Now, the first thing and top priority for the first team is March 2017, because that's when we start playing in Major League Soccer. So for us, it's about getting that first team up and running in March 2017. And having a top-class training ground is absolutely crucial to that, because we've got to attract the best talent, both the players, coaches, and the support staff. And soccer is a global game, so we're not only competing in America, but we're also competing against other teams around the world. So it's important to us that we have a first-class facility. But also important to us in the medium to long-term future is our elite youth academy, because we want to attract homegrown talent into the team. And there's a number of reasons for this. Firstly, homegrown talent understands the philosophy of the club, both on the pitch and off the field. Secondly, the homegrown talent is someone that the fans can identify with. The fans love the homegrown player because he's one of them. And thirdly, if we produce those homegrown players, it allows us to put more resources into other areas of the team. And therefore, we have a stronger and more effective squad. So I've got some renderings just to show you now, just to set the record straight. These are sort of rough renderings, and there may be some tweakings in time. But this will give you an idea of what we're looking to achieve. So I just step across here. I'm going to try and test out the pointer. So just to give everyone the bearings, if we look at, this is looking northeast. So this would be I-285. Here we have the stadium at the top there. You'll see the training facility here. We have 1 and 2 fields here. And then off the camera angle here, there'll be a third field there. And then the phase 2 expansion, which Arthur mentioned briefly, that's going to be the other side of this road. And for those of you who know the area, the road here is pretty much following Camp Road as it lies now. So that gives you an idea of the outline of the training facility. So I wanted to talk about how this sort of goes to what we want to do in terms of having a winning team on the field. The first thing, and it sounds obvious, but it's one building. Now, one building is important because, as I said, the academy is a vital part of the club. So we want our academy players to be in the same building as the first team because they're going to have the same facilities. So that will mean not only physically, but with the staff, nutritionists, all our trainers for the physiotherapy. So that means that they can firstly have that inspirational quality from it. They're going to see their heroes day in, day out. And we want them to be striving to be like those players. But there's also an aspirational quality to it. We don't want a player to think once he makes it into our academy, that's the end of the story, because there's a long way to go before they become a top professional. And it's always about trying to improve. So our staff, both the coaches and the regular staff, will be talking to the players, getting that message across. But also in this building, we want to use it in clever little ways to try and reinforce that message. So for example, we're going to have the main changing room will be here for the first team. And that will be the plushiest, most luxurious changing room, very large for them to sort of relax in. And it will be very close to the fields. And then the way it will work is if you're in the under 12s, you'll start at this end of the building. And you'll also be a small little locker. You might have a peg if you're lucky. Then as you go up to the under 14s, perhaps you get a locker then. In the under 16s, perhaps there's a TV. And the idea is that aspirationally, you want to get to the next level. And each time you're doing that, you're moving across the building towards the first team, which is every player's goal. So that's one of the things we want to do. But the other thing I want to re-emphasize is there's some facilities, there'll be a tactics room. So this is a room where the team will prepare for a game. So they'll be breaking down tape, breaking down video, looking at their opponents in the future. That tactics room will be available for the youth academy players as well. Because what we want is, even as an under 12, they want to be learning those skills because when they get into the first team, which is what we hope they all do, they're ready and prepared for what comes ahead. Secondly, I wanted to just show you another rendering that we've got. Now, this is from the opposite side. So you can see here, this is from the pitches facing towards the building. Now, if we look at this, you'll see there's a lot of glass there. Now, it's there. It looks very nice. That's one of the reasons. But also, it's because the pitches are, it's the building blocks of a soccer team. That's where all the hard work and training takes place. So we wanted the building to be focused towards the pitches. And you can see here, there's a number of ways that that shows itself. When you come into the visitor's entrance, there'll be glass windows through to the pitches. So everyone who comes to visit this training ground will know that it's about the pitches. It's about playing on the fields outside. The other factor is, if you look closely here, this is where we'll have the gym, and you can see there's a hangar door there. So the idea here is that the players themselves, if, for example, you're an injured player and perhaps you're rehabbing for a couple of months because you've got a knee injury, you'll be able to rehab in the physio room or in the gym, and you'll be seeing the players outside on the pitch. So you'll be getting that anticipation, trying to hopefully speed your recovery to get back out there. But it works both ways because you're still part of the squad. You're not hidden away in some walled room that no one sees you. You're actually there as part of the team, and so that's what we want, that family feeling at the club. Thirdly, the stadium's an important aspect, and we can perhaps just go back to the rendering before. You'll see the stadium in the corner. So that's the stadium up there. The stadium is important for a number of reasons. Firstly, it's going to be exactly the same size and surface as the main downtown stadium. So that's going to mean it's going to be brilliant for us to practice our matches because it's going to be exactly the same surface. Secondly, it's where our academy matches will be played. So imagine you're a 12-year-old and you're going to get to play your games in a stadium like this. Now that's going to be really inspiring. It's all going to also help us recruiting players because we want to be a world-class academy. We will play some of our first team matches at this stadium. So we have a US Open Cup, which is a tournament that's run, and Seattle Sounders, who already play in MLS, they play some of their games at the stadium that they have on their practice facility. And we'll also have exhibition games, whether that's pre-season or during the season, where we can play at this stadium. And finally, this stadium gives us the ability to host our second team games. And just to give a little bit of explanation, we play in Major League Soccer, which is the top division. There's also a division called the USL, which is like the minor league that you would have in baseball, or the D-League in NBA. And 8 of the 20 MLS teams have a second team, a development team that plays in that league. And the direction of travel is for more teams to be doing that. So that's something that we'll be considering. But we've got the ability here with this stadium to host those 20 games a season in front of packed crowds, which is going to be just fantastic. And that brings me on to the second point, which is the best fan experience. Now, we want to have a training ground that's accessible to our fans. We want it to be a bit like in Germany. So in Germany, when they play soccer, most of their practices are open to all the fans. And you can turn up, whether that's parents with kids, whether that's the fan supporters group, and watch the training. And that's what we want to have here. We don't want it to be like the English Premier League, where it's very closed off. And if I can give an example, the club I was at before Spurs, it was a little bit like Fort Knox trying to get into the training ground unless you were a staff member. We don't want that. So we want Terminus Legion. We want, a dad with a lad in the summer holidays to come and have a look at the training facility. So we'll have balconies that were shown on the renderings where public can come and watch training sessions, or parents, if their child is in the youth academies, can come and watch the training. We've also got the accessibility of this site. We've got the MARTA, we have the roads, the I-285 that we talked about, and also let me get this right, we're ITP. I'm trying to learn my Atlanta acronyms, but I think I've got it there. So this is going to make it an accessible stadium for our fans to come to. And that's what we want. That's the whole purpose behind it. Finally, this facility can be used by international clubs when they come and play the big matches that we'll be hosting at the new stadium downtown. So by way of example, when America and Mexico played a couple of weeks ago, if they were playing in the new stadium and our facility was built, this is where they'll be training. So there's a chance for the fans to come and see that. Also, when we play the teams like Barcelona and Manchester United that we'll be bringing in to play some friendly games, they'll have the ability to train and fans can come and watch that. Finally, the point that's important, and Arthur touched upon this, is engagement with the community. It was important to us that the location of this training ground allowed us to be an active, supportive, and integrated asset for the community. Now, the stadiums are key components of that. We've talked about the fact that because it's artificial surface, it can be multi-use. So not only soccer, lacrosse, rugby, field hockey, there's many different uses, and even non-sporting events like high school graduations. We've got the Parks and Recreation team who are going to have their offices there, and we're really looking forward to working with them and partnering with them on site. And ultimately, the community aspect was a fundamental reason why Atlanta United's really excited about coming to DeKalb County. Right from our very first meeting, the DeKalb leadership showed a real commitment and a shared vision of community partnership. And we can't wait to start making that vision a reality. Thank you very much. Now, just for the guys, I don't have a key, but we've just got a couple of gifts for Billy and...
All right, now I'm 39 years old. I've never played soccer a moment in my life, but Darren has kind of got me a little inspired, you know. I run a little bit, I work out a little bit. I'm thinking maybe I can, get a crack at this soccer deal. What you think, Darren? No? No. Well, we have so many people in the room here. We have local pastors, so we have local soccer teams here. We have community people who are concerned about this and excited about this opportunity here. We have our DeKalb Chamber of Commerce representative, our president and her staff, Katarina Taylor. We have leadership, DeKalb, Maria Belais here as the leadership there as well. So we're so thankful for everyone coming out here. We have Ms. Ember Bishop, one of our deputy commissioners for Georgia Economic Development Department. We want to thank you for coming out here. And we want you to send a message to Commissioner Chris Carr, who is a DeKalb County resident, and to Governor Nathan Deal, that DeKalb County is a county that's open for business, and we are looking for not just local opportunities, but for national and international opportunities as well. So thank you for your leadership there as well. We appreciate your partnership and your support. We have our Decide DeKalb members here, our board members. Von Irons is the chair, and the current and new members here as well, Tyrone and Miranda. Thank you for your leadership. I don't see anyone else. If they're here, I'm sorry. We have our local elected leadership. I'm saving the best for last. Our state representative, Michelle Henson, who is directly affected by this. Is this directly in your district, Michelle? This is directly in her district, and so she is very much interested in this, and I believe very supportive of this as well. So thank you for your... She spent 25 years, she said, in focusing on Memorial Drive and looking at those opportunities here. So from a state perspective, she's been a great, great partner. So thank you for that. We're going to stop now with our comments. We're going to open it up for just a few. We have a packed room now, so I'm going to be the moderator, which I might be the bad guy here. But we're going to have some open it up for question and answers. If Arthur and Darren would join me here, and Ray as well. If we are open up for any questions that you may have for us. If you're exiting, we want you to kind of do it as quietly as you can.
Let me make a comment for starters. Number one, I should have acknowledged, and just please all stand up here. We have our team right over here. If you guys would all stand, I'd appreciate it. And thank them very much. And here in the first row as well. And one of my 6 children is here who represents the soccer fanaticism in our family. Josh was here, Josh. And my fiance and her 2 children as well. Josh, stand. Knowledge. So you have questions for Darren. I want to so you don't feel badly. Darren was interviewed twice by me before he was hired. The only reason I interviewed him the second time is because half of what he said the first time I didn't understand. So I don't want you to feel badly about asking Darren the same question again as you might have heard. That'd be very very normal. So thank you.
All right, and a point of clarification, these question and answers are for the media, okay? This is for the media. So we're now open for any questions. Maria.
This part of DeKalb County, you said this morning, has not seen any kind of $1 of development for 2 decades. Can you say why that has happened and how you believe this might change that?
Well, we have, not only myself, but various members on the Board of Commissioners. This location is literally central DeKalb. It is centrally located both in population as well as geography. Its accessibility to I-285 is tremendous. To have 2 MARTA stations there, one a direct access Kensington MARTA station and another literally a half-mile away, the Indian Creek MARTA station, adequately positions this to be a tremendous asset for new development. I like to give it a comparison to what we've seen with the General Motors plant. You know, the kind of interest that we've had there in Doraville, same general characteristics. We've had study after study over the past decade that has laid out what can really happen in this location. We've had a Livable Centers Initiative study, an LCI study done in 2002, and then a supplemental one that was done in 2012. We've had economic development plans done for this corridor as well that have all said, look, we can put our government center there, we can put more of our county government services there in this location. This is in the heart of a tax allocation district. We're pitching our state for an opportunity zone designation as well in the future. We're hoping and crossing our fingers with that. And so we are well positioned to make sure that this is a tremendous asset that's available for development in the community. And this being a catalytic opportunity for us will really jumpstart the momentum for this entire corridor. Yes.
In what ways specifically do you see DeKalb County benefiting financially from this partnership?
Well, the financial benefit, you know, a lot of times when you talk sports facilities, people that are supporting it will pitch all the economic benefits. It'll bring X amount of dollars in sales tax and X amount of jobs. My pitch has not been that. It's been the public good that will be realized as a result of this. The fact that our $7 million commitment to this endeavor will yield a $30 million at minimum project will help to revitalize this corridor. This property is county owned. We have not experienced any property tax revenue from this site in decades and decades. This investment will help to improve this parcel of land, which will have a catalytic effect for those surrounding properties as well. And that's what we're interested in, because the essential development that would occur as a result of this spark will help to develop this whole area.
You know, the other comment I would just add on to that is that we're actually projecting initially phase 1 would be closer to 35 million and 30 million. We think phase 2 could be an additional 15 to 16 million dollars. Just to put that in perspective of the 7 million. Beyond that, you know, in terms of the activity that soccer will bring to this area, the vibrancy, the energy, the enthusiasm, you'll see and feel all that, and that'll be converted into dollars as well. And as I said earlier, if you look back in a retrospective way, since 1991, our foundation has committed over $40 million to the county, with this now being an anchor part of our businesses and an anchor part of what we're going to do. We can anticipate a closer connection to our family foundation as well.
All right. Next question.
Yes, Mr. Blank. Springing from that, if you could elaborate a little bit more about what specifically you think the benefits will be to the county. What plans do you have for that area specifically to enhance the Memorial Drive corridor? When you're talking about $7 million or some say $12 million from the taxpayers going forward, committing to this project, how can you tell the community that the benefits will outweigh the costs?
If you're asking me what additional development will come about as a result of it from a public standpoint, you'll have to direct that question to Lee May. From a private standpoint, I think, having lived in the world of soccer personally with my son for a number of years, I mean, I see where youth soccer and professional soccer live. There's a tremendous amount of developmency and a sense of commitment and vibrancy in the community. Folks come locally, regionally, and nationally to see and perform and play in these areas. So that's evident throughout the United States, and I think you'll see that here in DeKalb County as well. I personally think I would agree with the commissioners that I think this will be a catalyst for further development in this area because of the nature of the sport and the nature of the international attraction that it presents.
And I'll say from the county standpoint, look, this was a financial incentive that we put on the table, and I don't shy away from that. We were very aggressive to get this to come to DeKalb County. And it's no different than any other financial incentive that local jurisdictions put on the table. Whenever there's a tax abatement for a company to come here, that's a financial incentive. It's just on the back end. This, we're putting the financial incentive on the front end. Whenever there's other kind of incentives that are put in place, those are incentives. There's a tax allocation district that the county is considering to approve for the Doraville General Motors plant. Essentially, that's a tax incentive that infrastructure will be developed and various assets that will benefit the county. We look at this the same way as that. It will be coming from the general fund. Can we make certain promises? No. No deal, no business deal is an absolute. But we do believe with the 30 plus, and as Arthur just mentioned, he believes a $35 million. I won't yield the conversation he's told to me about the Atlanta Falcons stadium, but you know, but he's always on budget, isn't that right? You know, you're always on budget till you move the budget, right? To reflect for your next, goal. But we know that a minimum $35 million first phase, and then beyond is going to have just a dynamic effect for this area. We're going to take one more question from the media.
MLS training facilities and how this will compare to them?
Yes, I mean, this one will put us in the top tier of MLS facilities. As I mentioned earlier, firstly, that we have both the academy and the first team together. So other MLS clubs will have separate sections. Even Arsenal Football Club back in England have a separate academy to the first team, which I would say that as a former Spurs person, but philosophically, I think that that's the wrong message to send. So we have a facility where everyone's together, which is superb. We have 4 FIFA full-size pitches. We have a stadium where our academy can play, and again, that's a game changer. I think the closest you might say is Seattle Sounders, but this is a facility which is much newer. The stadium will be, I would say that, wouldn't I, but a lot nicer than the one in Seattle. So we're hopeful that this is going to put us in the top tier of training facilities in the MLS, which, as I said, is important because we're going to be recruiting both first-team players and academy players.
All right. Well, thank you all for coming out. We really appreciate you all. This is absolutely a dynamic moment in DeKalb's history, and we're excited about the future. Thank you all.